The worst cheaters ever.
What the hell you mean he's not my son?
He's not your son. I've been meaning to tell you for the past 7 years. He's not your son.
What's going on, guys? Shak-Reacts here once again, and let's show some wild clips of moments when men aren't the father. Now look, my favorite clip will be at the end, guys, so make sure to stay tuned all the way till then to find it. But in this first one, guys, it is definitely not good either. Basically, we have this man over here is actually breaking down because he wanted to be the father. Not only that, the woman ends up mocking him while he just breaks down in tears and just tries holding it in. You know, when a man is crying, it definitely hurts even more.
You are not the father.
Told you so.
I'm sorry, Mr. G. Can you tell the court what you're feeling in this moment?
Trey, this Lord. I just feel like I ain't dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good dude, man. I don't deserve that.
And this next one, we have the opposite of a clip. Basically, we have someone over here. This is absolutely insane. I do feel so bad for this guy because he's also breaking down. Basically, prior to this clip, this woman was actually cheering that this man wasn't the father. I guess he doesn't have to be in this daughter's or kid's life anymore. But the father really did think that this was his kid. So here she is cheering like an absolute idiot while this man is breaking down. And she has no idea who the father is, being a single mother. And most likely having to deal with a guy who's not going to want to be in the kid's life. Like, how are you happy and cheering about this? It's just absolutely horrible.
Cheering you did? What you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for?
I'm not.
No, you were. He is over here breaking down because he loves this child so much. I sit here day after day after day with women hoping a man would drive 16 miles to see their baby, much less 160 miles each way, and abide by a court order and sign a birth certificate and come day after day and week after week so they can grow visitation to have a relationship with a child. And you have no compassion for not just him, but for Zaylee. She's 3 years old. Now, he's not just gonna be heartbroken. We gotta break this news to her. And y'all over here cheering like it's a sport. This is this baby's life. And I asked you, where's this other man? I don't know. And you know he don't want nothing to do with you. Sitting up there cheating.
And this next, we have this woman over here. I guess she gets caught off guard with this guy and his paperwork. He ends up doing a DNA test behind her back. Ends up finding out he is not the father. And this is what she had to say. The worst part about not being the father is not just, you know, seeing the kid not be yours. It's also about the fact that you're just getting cheated on behind your back with somebody else. And the girl obviously knows who it is.
Yeah, why the fuck the DNA test say our baby ain't mine?
What are you talking about?
What you mean what I'm talking about? I took a DNA test for our baby and the test came back saying the baby not mine. So who the fuck is the baby daddy?
When did you take a DNA test for her?
Listen, don't worry about all that. So you been lying? You been keeping secrets?
Oh my God, I didn't. I couldn't even say, like, I don't know what to say. Like, that's not even.
What you mean you don't know what to say? Tell me who's the fucking baby daddy. That's what you can tell me. Who's the fucking baby daddy?
I mean, it's you.
Stop playing with me, baby mama. The fucking test says I'm not the fucking baby daddy, so who's the fucking baby daddy? You playing, though.
My landlord?
The landlord? Are you serious?
If you
So you mean to tell me you fucking the landlord? I'm paying this man rent money and he fucking you on the side? I ain't got shit.
And this next one situation is absolutely brutal. Basically, we have this horrible couple over here. They end up cheating on their actual spouses just to hook up with one another. The woman ends up getting pregnant, and the man ends up paying $50,000 in child support for a kid that's not even his. Just hear the story out. Both of them were actually horrible people for this, I'm not gonna lie.
For a child that she told me that was mine and has taken me to court for child support, I've paid almost $15,000 in child support.
So you admit you do owe the child support?
Not on a child that it's not mine. No, ma'am.
But you said you signed the birth certificate.
I did sign the birth certificate. She made me believe that the child was mine by saying that she was only with me.
You did sleep with her?
I did, yes, ma'am.
You thought you were exclusively together, girlfriend, boyfriend, committed?
No, ma'am. She was married at the time.
Your Honor, no, when we first met, we both were married. When we both met, we were separated. I wasn't with my husband for a year and a half whenever I got to see my son.
True.
Take me back. Let me understand this relationship. When you met, you both were married.
I was separated from my wife and I moved into a townhouse, which was next to her and her husband.
And my ex-husband and I were going through issues and we're separating.
Okay.
So-
So you all began a sexual relationship,
Yes, ma'am.
but both of your marriages were not completely over at
is
the time.
Correct.
And this next one is definitely one of the worst clips on the list. Basically, she ends up saying after 7 years, that this kid he's been raising wasn't even his. And look how nonchalant she says it. And I'm like, yo, this has to be some kind of crime where the man can either get money out of this or the girl can get prison time. Because this can't keep happening to men.
Stop buying stuff for him.
Why wouldn't I buy stuff for my son?
Because he's not your son. Sad to say, but he's not your son.
Whoa,
Stop.
whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell you mean he's not my son?
He's not your son. I've been meaning to tell you for the past 7 years. He's not your son.
Whoa, you've
Stop
been meaning
buying
to
him
tell
stuff.
me for 7 years that the child that I've been raising with you is not mine?
You're not even raising him. The only thing that you do is take him to school. Why you think he don't look like you? Why you think he don't have your personality? Hell, he don't even like you.
And this next one is definitely one of the worst clips I have seen out of all the, I guess, not your father clips. Basically, this man spent 5 years in prison due to the fact that he couldn't pay child support. Like, women do not care about this guy's feelings or how much money this guy is losing, as long as they're getting paid. But keep watching throughout the clip, it just gets more brutal.
5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
Now, and what are you feeling in this moment?
I feel like I have never, ever deserved disrespect. I was not the woman that showed up at your doorstep every 2 months. You're going to be my baby's daddy. I have never disrespected you. I
You
let
didn't have to.
you be and
Prosecutor
live your
did.
life and live your selfish life you've lived for the last 20 years.
Ran 2 tests. The results are as follows. In the case of Manser versus Sear, as it pertains to 20-year-old Dylan Sear, Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. Oh, my God. She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I did
That
not.
is fraud.
Mr. Manser,
She should absolutely be held accountable for this crime. Yes, it is a crime. The fact that she was able to do this behind this man's back, knowing deep down who the guy was all along, not caring about this guy wasting his life in a prison where he doesn't even deserve to be there. She should be held responsible by either paying this guy back or going to prison herself. I don't care. But keep watching, the clip gets way worse.
That is fraud.
I know you're upset. Do you want to find out who your father is?
Of course.
Miss Sear, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is?
Yes, I talk to him still.
Listen,
Get away from my son.
he apologized.
And under another breath, he's calling me a liar.
You cannot stand there and really suggest that you cannot comprehend why this man would not have any type of ill feeling, frustration, or regret as it relates to anything involving you. 5 years in prison. And then I say, do you know who your son's father is? And you say, yes, I'm still in touch with him. That is a really huge pill to swallow.
And this next me, this judge over here absolutely ripping this girl. For some odd reason, I'm not sure what happened prior to this clip. Let me know in the comments if you guys saw the full thing.
You're 19?
Yes.
You look older. That's not a compliment. I'm telling you, you look troubled and older than your years. Your father looks better. Your grandmother looks better. They look appropriate to their age and stage and clearer. So I think that you should get some help.
And this next to me of all these single women over here, I guess it's called Get Your Passport, trying to encourage men to get their passports because these women featured in these clips are not actually wifey material and should never wife them up, especially if you don't want to be like the rest of the men in the other clips having to pay child support or having any doubts if your son is actually your son. But it's here the desperation in their voice is absolutely sad.
Paid 3 bills just now with my own debit card. Like the independent black woman I don't want to be.
I don't want to be INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? That means independent, motherfucker. I don't want to be independent anymore.
You know, I don't want to be a strong, independent woman. I think we have enough strong, independent women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I quit at being independent. I don't want to do this shit no more. This shit is draining.
You know, have dinner ready for your husbands when they got home from work. That is all I want to do. But no, you thought everyone wanted to be independent. I don't. I don't want to be independent.
A break from dating, and I didn't need a man. I changed my mind. I'll take whoever. Just like get here ASAP.
It's so fucking exhausting and draining to act like everything is okay.
Now I'm like, I don't want to be this strong, independent woman. I don't.
I can't believe I used to truly feel so empowered by being like, I would never let a man support me fully. It took me 2 years in corporate America to be like, yourself. I would love if somebody came in here.
I don't want to be independent anymore.
At this section we have Kai over here. I guess he's on a live stream until this girl ends up stating her age. If this man doesn't want to go to prison like the other guy in the clip, he should be doing this immediately.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey.
What your name is?
Madison.
Madison, I'm trying to be your square garden.
Oh, that's corny, but no, let me tell you.
What happened?
I gotta tell you something.
How old are you?
That's what I'm about to tell you. It's okay. It's okay.
What?
I'm 17.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail.
Now, finally, the worst clip on the list, guys. We have this man over here. Sorry, there was actually music in the background, but basically, if you guys read the subtitles, he ends up realizing that the kid isn't his, and he ends up breaking down terribly, while the woman has a huge panic attack. Nobody comes to cater to the man about his feelings or about how the kid isn't even his anymore, even though he's also crying. They only go to the woman, even though she was completely in the wrong, and it was completely her fault. This just goes to show nobody cares about a man's feelings.
You are not the father.
Told you so.
I'm sorry, Mr. G. Can you tell the court what you're feeling in this moment?
Well, that's it, guys. So much for watching, guys. In the next one, take care. Peace.